What is going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every single day, except for the days that I don't. So in today's video, I want to talk about what happened earlier on in the day. We got a huge move inside of Bitcoin. The market reacted very bullishly. Elon Musk basically saying that, some of the cash reserves as far as him and his companies are going to be held in Bitcoin. So $1.5 billion worth of liquidity purchased and stored on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's quite a profound shift that is happening on the institutional side from some of these Fortune 500 companies. And it was a big deal and the market reacted appropriately. Now, what ended up happening was, the server crashes. And this is something that you're going to need to get used to and strategize and plan for, because this happens a lot. As the bull market continues, you're going to have a ton of volume as in terms of new users and people trying to access the exchange at the exact same time. And this causes 404 crashes all the time. Pretty much, last cycle, if you were a part of that cycle, you are very familiar with this. And if you aren't, then it's time that you become aware that these servers cannot handle the amount of volume. And, you kind of need to have your strategy in place and your buy and sell orders already in if you are planning to make any moves, if any targets are hit, or if, anything exciting happens in the market and you have a flood of users coming in. So basically, I want to go ahead and I want to take a look at some of the charts. The charts are looking very healthy. Charts are looking very bullish. We're actually moving through these consolidations at an increasingly rapid rate, which is, indicative of a bull market. We're taking a lot less time for the price structure to develop. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of that. And then I also want to talk about some strategies as far as how to handle these exchange overloads and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the charts. So here we are with Bitcoin on the 4-hour. We've been looking at this consolidation pattern for well over a month now. Well, is it a month? Has it been a month? January 8th. Today is the 8th. Yeah, so we've been watching this consolidation take place for about a month. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful reaccumulation schematic. We have our buyer's climax, our automatic reaction. We've been respecting the range. Every time we fell below the automatic reaction line, there was a large amount of buying volume. Why is it buying volume? Because it came in on the demand line. It was used to help prop the price up. So a lot of demand volume coming in to protect those levels once. This was your second test in phase B, and then we got another one. This is also acting as a bit of a spring. So you kind of have your spring action here. You can kind of interpret it as a spring based on the wick. We have a nice spring action as we broke through. We got our test, and then we broke through this downward sloping line of resistance known as the creek inside of Wyckoff. And, that was as a result of the Bitcoin emoji ending up on Elon Musk's profile. That was an overreaction to the market. That came with a very healthy correction. It was an over-exuberant move, and it came down to correct and test on this creek line, confirming the break as a true breakout and not a fake out. And then we've been ticking up to the upside ever since. And then with that news release this morning, we've now broken for a new all-time high inside of Bitcoin. So we're seeing higher highs, we're seeing higher lows. We have a lot of really positive price structure that is entering a lot of the charts. And, it's becoming an extremely favorable trading environment for long-term swings. If you are kind of the individual who has grown accustomed to scalps, which is a very valuable technique. I don't want to discredit the value of scalp trades, but they're much more suited for a bear market or a range-bound market. We are in a bull market. You need to be accumulating and taking these larger swings, not financial advice. Obviously, you're going to manage your risk according to your trading strategy. But as far as what we're seeing, these longer holds are really starting to pay off now, and that's where you get those compounding interests. So what is going on, Shop Ray? Awesome, nice to see you in the chat. Jesper Nude, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but what is going on? So Bitcoin looking very healthy. We are in the backup phase here on top of this trading range. So, what I'm speculating to happen, I mean, the space is very, very bullish, so we'll see, but I can pull up a schematic here called a reaccumulation after a decline schematic. Actually, no, I can't share my screen for that. So if you are not already inside of the Discord, there's a link down below. So you can go ahead and join the free side of the Discord. I have a ton of PDFs and learning material for you to kind of dive into this method, the Wyckoff method. And it can really clear up some of these schematics, some of these structures. And if you're used to kind of pattern trading or, even oscillator trading and stuff like that, using the Wyckoff method and knowing where you are inside of a trading range can really help to allow you to know where you are inside of a consolidation. So that kind of stuff is very valuable because you can kind of predict when an asset, or you can kind of, speculate on when an asset is truly ready for markup and when it is not. So I found the Wyckoff method very helpful. Yeah, I called you new. So go ahead and join the free Discord down below. And if you are not already signed up for the free newsletter, there's also a link to the Arcane Bears website. Go onto the main part of the website and just scroll down, and there will be a pop-up come on that will allow you to sign up for the free newsletter as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So I got a question here from Paul Martin saying, do you think we will have a similar correction to the pullback we saw on Elon's meme on Twitter? So let me just show you exactly what that was. And I think yes. So here was the move. And I look at these schematics and structures in terms of moves. So this tweet was what's referred to in Wyckoff as the jump across the creek. It is a downward sloping line of resistance or any sort of resistance level where you make a significant move or a significant gain past the resistance, and it's usually it's called an ease of movement. So you get like a very easy to move up event that is breaking through some resistance points. And then it came down and it tested on top of the line. So do I think that we're going to have a correction? Yes, but I think we're there. So here's the last line of resistance here. We have the buyer's climax. So if we were to correct, I think that the correction is the backup. So I think that, you could speculate and say that maybe we could come down to test the lower end of the previous high here. So you could look at this test area as a bit of a range. But yeah, I think that either we're going to rest on top of the line of the buyer's climax, which is a very bullish area to rest on top of, or we might come down to that previous low, or that previous high rather, and then look to move up from there. So yeah, back onto Ethereum. So, I mentioned it in yesterday's stream. A lot of people freaking out over the Ethereum futures. I think that the Ethereum futures are very bullish for the space right now because it not only gives traditional finance the opportunity to use leverage, because a lot of those guys are not comfortable with Binance. They want to have accredited companies. They're not messing around with small amounts of money. They don't want to put their money on small exchanges. There's a bad history inside of the crypto spaces of people just going missing and stealing a bunch of assets and stealing a bunch of money. Exchanges just disappear sometimes. I don't believe that Binance is one of those exchanges, but because of the stigma associated with that, traditional finance wants to put their money into exchanges that they know aren't going to go anywhere, and the CME is one of those. So now traditional finance has the ability to long Ethereum, but they also have the ability to protect their spot holdings. So crypto is a very volatile asset. And what a lot of these bigger players that are, messing around with potentially hundreds of millions of dollars, they want to leverage some of these financial instruments to kind of hedge the volatility. So let's say they have a huge spot position inside of Ethereum and they don't like the volatility of the downside. They want to be able to make wise decisions if there is some sort of downside event. What they can do is they can hedge some of the volatility by opening up short position in a contract. So, if you take 10%, let's say 25%, if you open a 25% contract against your spot holding as a short, you effectively reduce the volatility by 25%. So that means if you have a 10% move down, your portfolio will only experience a 7.5% move down. So those are kind of the strategies that a lot of the big players from traditional finance employ quite frequently to be able to kind of hedge and protect from the volatility. If they do see that there's technical indicators pointing to a downside move, they'll simply hedge their positions. And they have the ability to really play around now. They have the ability to really get involved and really feel okay with some of their spot holdings in these assets. So it's very bullish. When it happened to Bitcoin, they weren't in it and they wanted to make money off of that market somehow. And the only way that they could do that was to buy a lot of Bitcoin on the way up when it was not a good idea to buy, with the intent of opening high leveraged positions to the short side and then dumping on the market. That was the only way that they could make money on that last cycle. This cycle, they're positioned in a very different way. What's going on, Shroomer? Nice to see you in the chat here. Old Fish Tank, how's it going? If there's any questions or any charts that you guys want me to take a look at, please leave them in the comments section and I will try to get to them. I'm going to just take a look at some of the community requests. So some of the videos in the past, I've created quite a list of projects that I've been wanting to take a look at and I just haven't made a video on it. So I'm going to bang through a couple of those today and see what we can see. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at a new project. I haven't even looked at it once. So you're kind of getting my fresh and unbiased opinion in real time on this. And I'm going to just pick one of these that kind of looks interesting. I'm going to go with Unidex. So I'll quickly just jump over to CoinGecko here. And I'm going to take a look at Unidex. Number 717. Okay, so max supply 10,000 tokens. So this is another one of those extremely small supply plays where you can see the price tag attached to these coins really go up quite a bit. $7 million market cap, so relatively new. Let's go ahead and take a look at the price structure. Not bad structure, it's making macro higher highs. I'm sure a lot of people are looking at this and freaking out saying that it's a head and shoulders pattern. Head and shoulders, you got to be careful with head and shoulders. If the right shoulder makes a higher low, in my opinion, the trend hasn't changed, but yeah. That's not the Unidex, it's UniDX. Okay, UniDX. Okay, well, look at that one then. This one does not, the market cap is not known, so this one is a lot less, there's less information available on this one. It's at 80 cents. We have a max supply of 4 million tokens, so a little bit different tokenomics on this one. And again, we have price structure that is relatively bullish. We had quite an exuberant run here, bit of a sell-off, but that sell-off did result in a higher low. So that looks okay. Let's just jump into the fundamentals real quick. Let's go to unidex.finance. Okay, so the ultimate DeFi trading terminal built on Ethereum. So Unidex, let's see here. Join the community, test the beta. Let's go ahead and see if we can test the beta here. Beta project, connect a wallet. Okay, so This is just a test here, so I'm just going to simply connect a wallet, a MetaMask wallet that does not have any funds on it. It's good to have a test account and just do those types of things, with a test account. Nope. What else? Okay, you know what? It's not going to let me do it. So I do like to get hands-on with the apps. That is part of my fundamental analysis, and it's not available. But it's just not available for me to do in real-time streaming here. I don't want to mess around trying to fumble around apps and stuff like that. But it looks the website looks good. That's good. Competitive fee, profit share, OTC presale, blah 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 blah. Yeah, this one is going to require some more fundamental analysis on your part, but let's go ahead and take a little bit of a better look at the chart. So, excuse me, UniDX. UniDX wrapped Ethereum. I will go out onto the daily. Let's zoom out here. Okay. Let's go to the 12-hour here. I did do a video on NDX. I thought that was NDX anyways. There's so many coins now. So on Ethereum here, or on the Ethereum pair, we have this local high. So that is our buyer's climax. We will label that as BC. And then we have our automatic reaction right here. Automatic reaction. So this is more or less our trading range. We did get a little bit of an up thrust here. You could say no, it's not a spring. So this is looking like an up thrust. So usually when you have a spring event, you have a tight consolidation of the supply and then a large spike indicating a spring. So you have you have less and less and less selling pressure till the point at which we reach a consensus on a floor, and then a ton of volume comes in the form of a spring. The spring can happen before the volume, but oftentimes, especially in crypto, because things move so quickly, you get a spring on volume. But I don't like the structure of this volume profile right here because it's an increase and a decrease. It's kind of a rounding over that I'm seeing here on this volume signature. So that's indicating that the amount of effort to go in to move it up is equal to the amount of effort it took to move it down. So this is what would be referred to as an up thrust, some sort of up thrust action. We're going to call it an up thrust. And it kind of gave it all back. It started here and it's right back down to where it was. So it gave it all back. I don't know if this was just some sort of hype event. A lot of people got really bullish on it and then a lot of people took profits. But this is a relatively new asset. So these early days can be quite volatile. So basically, we just need to get confirmation of a continuation of the trend. And right now, this rally is not indicating that we're going to have the confirmation of a continuation of the trend. We pretty much had an upthrust and it gave it all back. So what you need to see is we need to start breaking above some of these levels. I want to see us get above the buyer's climax. So I want to see a move that gives us a sign of strength that holds the top of the range. If we can get a move that holds the top of the range, that's going to give the confidence in the market, give the confidence in the asset. And you want to see if where to buy on something like that is basically a break of the SOS. So you have the SOS right here. Confirmation break of that line would be an entry right here. And that's typically, the safest way for buying something that's coming off of a bottom. You want to have those solid confirmations. So, it did happen back here and it didn't really work out. So you want to see it hold. The one thing that didn't happen on this upthrust is it didn't hold the range. So, if you get something like this and it just goes right back, that's no good. You want to have something that goes up and holds support. If you can find support being built, now you have the bullish case that this is true market consensus, that this is the true value of the asset and that it's ready for markup and appreciation. So that is what I am seeing on UniDex. So another one that I want to take a look at is Morpher. So this is another one, I like to give these, it's kind of, it would be nice for me to prepare, but it's also nice that you guys get my unbiased and unfiltered examination of these assets. So, I like to look at these things blind because I feel like a lot of YouTubers do a lot of prep work and they have it's all scripted. I kind of want to give you guys a more authentic approach to how I look at new assets and how I break down the technicals and really see if it's something worth investing in. So I kind of want to, keep that going. So let me know in the comments if you prefer to have a little bit more prep work where I can offer a lot more value on the fundamental side, or if you do like the initial, kind of reaction videos to some of these assets. So Morpher. I feel like a lot of people are doing a lot of really good fundamental videos and they can help you a lot. I like to focus on the technicals. So this one, another one, we don't have the market cap on this one. 24-hour trading volume is only 29,000. So the market cap is probably really, really small on this one. Circulating supply, also unknown. Max supply is 1.2 billion. So quite a lot of supply there, but at 3 cents, that's still a relatively low market cap coin. Let's look at the structure overall. So I like this. I like that we have reached kind of a buyer's climax and we've been respecting this range and we've even tested the resistance again. So all along the way as well, we're making higher lows. So it's, I'm liking what I'm seeing on the line chart as far as coin market cap, or sorry, coin gecko. So let's go ahead and take a look at the website, morpher.com. Trade 24/7 stocks, crypto, and Forex. Okay, so this is, oh wow. Okay, so this is nice. This is really leaning into, I would like to get my hands onto the app and kind of, test the decentralized application. But this is really leaning into my thesis of a decentralized marketplace. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We just need to kind of offer offer the market that is available to the banked individuals and give it to those who are unbanked. That's kind of what decentralization is all about. It's about inclusion globally, and it's about giving entrepreneurs the access to, giving them access to, the global world of finance. And, trying to open a brokerage account is really hard. So this is really cool. This is really cool. I like this a lot. So this is the direction that I feel that we're headed. I feel that, trading coins on DEXs is one thing, but tokenizing stock certificates and tokenizing currencies that already exist, deriving value from some of, the Forex markets and the stocks. I'm super bullish on this kind of stuff. I am super bullish. You can tokenize Amazon stocks. You can tokenize Tesla stocks. FTX is already offering perpetual futures contracts, deriving their value off of Tesla stock and some other stocks as well. I'm pretty excited about what I am seeing here. So Market Watch, Forbes, Entrepreneur, Seed Table, Cointelegraph, really good, really good. Okay, so buy stocks on weekends. People want to do that. They want to do that. You're going to have such a competitive edge if you can buy a stock that's breaking out before it's breaking out. Those gap ups, there's pre-market valuations where nobody can do anything. If you can do something, oh man, you're going to have a huge, huge flood of stock investors coming into decentralized finance because of that competitive edge. I am bullish on this. Short any market, invest with $1, no minimums. You can buy fractions of a stock. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. This is really cool. How do I look at the app? Is the app even available? Pretty sexy looking interface here. Trading app. Okay, create wallet and sign up. Well, I don't want to create a wallet. Okay. Okay. Baloo the Crypto Bear at gmail.com. Of course. Verification this, verification that. Sorry guys, you know, I do like to do this raw and uncut stuff with you guys, so I hope that you appreciate, you know, I hope that you have the patience for, you know, these kind of slowdowns, these things that need to take place, unfortunately. So okay, I don't want you to see that. Oh, come on. Okay, you know what? This is kind of a bad practice for me to be doing on the internet. So I will get hands-on with the app. But yeah, the user interface looks really good. Oh, this is the Unidex. I think that, you know, this is sexy, guys. I really like this kind of stuff. Okay, I'm getting totally distracted with that. Mega bullish, not financial advice, but I'm mega bullish on MPH all of a sudden. Let's go ahead and take a look at, so Bird, okay, yeah, I'll cover Bird another time. Let's go ahead, MPH. Morpher. Okay, 12-hour. So there, it's quite gappy, pretty illiquid. This is quite common when you're dealing with DEX tokens. Let me just clean that up by going to an area chart. That's a lot cleaner. Okay, so we've had this rally here. Yeah, if you guys don't mind helping the algorithm out, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I do these videos daily, except for the days that I don't. So we have our buyer's climax right here, and then we have our automatic reaction down here-ish. And this is kind of the trading range that we're trapped inside right now. So basically, you know, when we're inside of the trading range, it's a no trade scenario. You know, there's no buy signal for me inside of the range, with the exception of one signal, and that is a jump across the creek. I don't see a clear creek here. You could speculate that this is a creek, but I don't see a clear creek. So what do I mean when I say creek? Basically, what we're looking for is something kind of to the effect of this. So if you have just an area of resistance, it's usually downsloping resistance, where you have you know, a trend line. You can clearly mark the areas of the line. Let me just make it white here so you can see. And then the jump across the creek is basically when we break that resistance. So at the point at which we break, you have your jump across the creek, and then you come down for your LPS test, and then you make a move into your SOS, and then you're back up. So, you know, it doesn't always look like that in the wild, but that's a very typical structure that you would see. And the only buy signal that I personally will take inside of the trading range itself is the jump across the creek, or purchasing the LPS support. It's a little bit risky because there's no guarantees when you're inside of the trading range, but basically your areas of purchase when using the Wyckoff method are anytime you break below. Let me just clean up some of these drawings here. So anytime you would break below the trading range, this is a buy zone because it's oversold. And then anytime you break above and holding as support. So you can buy breakouts and you can buy support when you're in a bull market. When you're in a bear market, you really want to stick to buying support, but we are very clearly in a bull market, so you can also buy breakouts as well. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. MPH, God, I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to dive into the fundamentals on that, and I'll probably upload an actual video where I kind of break down some of the use of the app and stuff. I just, you know, for security purposes, I shouldn't be typing in, you know, emails and stuff on live streams and passwords and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging, But it seems like the user interface looks really, really good. And guys, if we are getting stock certificates and we are getting Forex and we are getting commodities and stuff on the freaking blockchain, this is exactly what I've been saying. This is exactly what I've been saying. I've been saying that we're not going to, recreate this new marketplace. Yeah, we're recreating the platform, but let's bring the old one with us. There's people that like stocks. Bring the old with us. Build it into the new. Hella bullish on MPH. I'm getting myself all freaking psyched now. Yeah, okay. Anyways, moving on. If they're doing what they're saying they're doing, that is pretty good. All right, so now we will take a look at some of the community requests inside of the chat. So these DeFi plays, they're only available on decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap, such as SushiSwap, such as 1inch. Any of those DEXs are going to be. I know Coinbase also has a DEX window as well. So there's pros and cons to that. I think that, because we're in a bull market, if you do a lot of fundamental backing up of your positions, you can kind of take some more high risk positions, because realize when you're dealing with a DEX, you can't place a stop loss. There are bots and there are stuff that can act as a stop loss for you, but the ETH fees are getting really, really crazy. So leaving the amount of ETH required to execute a high volume day stop loss is going to be pretty expensive, and you're tying up capital. So realize that this is an investment. This is very hard to be a trade, and I think the days of being a day trader on DEXs are gone. I think the ETH fees this morning were up at like $250. There is no short-term trades occurring on DEXs, and that in itself is a supply, that is a liquidity crisis. That is a supply crisis. People that are on the DEX buying right now, they are holding. I think that that's quite bullish in and of itself. So we're gonna take a look at, let's see here. Oh, so there was a broker years ago that could trade stocks for crypto. It was called One Broker, and it was shut down due to legal stuff. Irrelevant on a DEX. There's nobody to sue. There's nobody to shut down. You would have to shut down the internet, and that is not happening. So this is the power of decentralization. Regulators can try and regulate, but Pandora's box is open. They are not going to be able to shut what is happening here. So, they can try. It's going to be very interesting to witness the point at which regulators truly realize that they cannot do anything. This is pretty profound technology. Power is going back to the people. Okay, take a look at Mark. I will not take a look at Mark, and the reason for that is I think that these rebase tokens are very dangerous. I think that a rebase protocol can be very dangerous. I think you're kind of the safest play that you can do with a rebase token is kind of Ampleforth, because it's the first mover. You have the most adoption with that, but this whole notion that it's going to be a stable coin doesn't, that's a very long time vision. So for me to sit here and do technicals on something that has a long-term vision of being a stable coin decades from now is pretty pointless. We can take a look at the market cap and stuff like that, but honestly, rebase is tough, and I think your best play for any rebase is just a very small amount of capital, set it and forget it, leave it alone, come back in a decade for those rebase tokens. Okay, so yeah, for those who are unfamiliar as well, when you're in the Discord, you can also join VIP, where I do a lot of these coin calls, breakdowns, and give profitable trading setups. We have a lot of people, especially now since joining, the group pays for itself. These, a lot of people, they get in and their first couple trades, they paid for the group. So we're killing it now. The trading environment is very favorable, and there's a lot of opportunity. So if you are interested, first of all, get into the free Discord, and then you can go from there. Let's take a look at BAT. Yeah, we'll take a look at BAT. We'll take a look at Anchor. Okay, so those are ones that are readily available. I have those ones ready to go here. We had a beautiful, speaking of VIP, we posted BAT right back here at the break of this. We had our SOS backup. As soon as we broke the downsloping trading range here, that was the call to take a position inside of BAT. So those who took BAT at that time, waiting for this backup here, you're up 40% from the point of that call. So congratulations to those who did take a position in BAT. You gotta kind of wait these things out, but this is the power of Wyckoff. Seeing the signals, not FOMOing into these green candles, waiting for the retracement, knowing where you are inside of the trading range. If you're new to investing, it's such an innovative space, and there's so much really there's just amazing technology that is happening inside of this space, and it's really easy to get wrapped up in the hype, and it's really easy to kind of get over exuberant and think that these big candles, they mean it's going up. But the biggest problem with a lot of these assets is that they're publicly traded. There's a huge amount of people in this market that are just here to make money, and they're going to get in where the action is good, get in where the getting's good, and then when the action's over, they're gone. So you have huge shifts of money supply, you have huge amounts of liquidity coming into certain assets, and then when the fun is over, they pull. So realize that knowing where you are in the market is and learning technical analysis is really valuable for backing up your investments. Knowing where you can be really bullish on something and you can buy a little bit here, but then you can also wait for retracements just based on the structure, the price structure. Because when the traders leave, there's a decline, but the investors hold, and the investors over time in the long run make the most money usually. So yeah, we have nice markup event inside of BAT. We were in this reaccumulation schematic. The price swings are getting more volatile. Nice tight range on this backup, and then boom. We can even break this down into lower time frames here. Let's go to the 1 hour. It looks like bull flag after bull flag here. Yeah, we got a little bit of a bull flag here. That broke out. This is quite a volatile range, but I'm liking it. We're making higher highs. We're making higher lows. It looks really, really good. So yeah, basic attention token, it looks good. It's trending in the right direction. So it's certainly not giving you any sort of sell signal, and we got the buy signal back here. So basic attention token looks good. Let's go ahead and take a look at Anchor. Oh, I got some old drawings on here. Let's go to the daily. I like to start out on the daily. I have not charted Anchor in a while. Cup and handle. You see it right away. Cup and handle is a bottoming formation. We can kind of break down this area right here. So this is a reaccumulation after decline, and it looks like it's getting to the upper end of the range. We're seeing this on a lot of assets like Chainlink. Chainlink is just leaving its reaccumulation after decline. We're also seeing it catching up inside of Band protocol as well. Band has been kind of, sitting and just making us wait, but we do, it is what it is. We kind of have this channel right here. This is the lower end of the range. Let me just line that up. And then we also have a buyer's climax back here. Buyer's climax. And our automatic reaction line down here. Also known as a seller's climax inside of this type of schematic. So reaccumulation after decline, it's kind of, you have this little distributional pattern that does break down and you get some downside moves, and then you create a reaccumulation inside of the larger pattern. So we are actually at a very advantageous time to be looking at this asset because we have not yet printed our sign of strength on Anchor just yet. So we're just below the line of the buyer's climax. And what we want to see is we want to get above that and hold it as support. So this is a fantastic example of knowing where you are in the market. and knowing when to FOMO and when not to FOMO. So a break of this resistance is going to be a big upside move, and people are gonna buy the crap out of that candle because you have a lot of people watching Anchor and they're just waiting. They're just waiting to get into that asset. This is not the time to buy. This is your sign of strength, okay? The sign of strength is it is exactly that. It is the first sign that we are healthy, we are making higher highs, we are making higher lows, the trend is looking to continue, and the next low is your entry. So where that low goes, it could go to the bottom of the range, it could go just kind of flag from here, but either which way, we're going to develop a line of support somewhere, and that line of support, that area of support, is where you want to be looking to take a position. You don't buy these straight up green candles because they do not give you the information that you need. They just don't. So, control your emotions and know where you are. It's okay to give 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% up. It's okay to give that up because what it gives you is it gives you confidence, because your ability to stomach the downside is a lot harder than your ability to tolerate the upside. The upside's enjoyable. We love the upside. We hate the downside. So, waiting for that pullback, waiting for that support to develop, because it always does. Wait for the support to develop and then look to take a position inside of that asset. So that is what I'm seeing in Anchor. Guys, that is pretty much it. Let me just go through some of the comments here. Avalanche, we've been talking about Avalanche in the bear den for a really long time. We've been talking about Avalanche back at $2. It's parabolic. I'm not going to recommend that you buy Avalanche right now. You can maybe scalp it on some shorter term stuff, but I just don't recommend it for, I can't responsibly recommend that right now. I will get to Algorand in the next stream. Arcane Bear is in the room. Hey Tio, how's it going? Unprepped blind coin, look at coin, great. Tron is one of those ones that does sleep and come back. I will take a look at Tron in the next stream as well. Avalanche makes my panties wet. Okay, I have not done NDX. Okay, so I will get to that one as well. Yeah, I have a basic tutorial inside of my Discord, so if you do want to hop into the Discord, I can show you one of the free videos for TradingView tutorial. It's pretty basic, but you know what? Using TradingView for crypto is basic. There's a lot of things that you can do when you're trading Forex and stocks with the TradingView app that do not apply to crypto, so having a basic understanding of that tutorial is fine, and you can get that in the free Discord. All right, guys, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. I'm so happy that you guys are, popping in and saying hi, and we can break down some of these charts. And again, don't forget to sign up for the free newsletter. And if you want to have access to my analysis as well as the Arcane Bear, sign up for the Bear Den. We offer a ton of value. You get early access to the newsletters. You get early access to a lot of these trading setups, and just a community of people who are focusing on education. Education is so important. The biggest investment, or the best investment that you can make, is in yourself. And I'm sure you've heard that before, and you've heard it before because it's true. You have to invest in your education. You have to know where you are. This is a very exciting market. It moves very, very quickly, and it's easy to get wrapped up in the emotion. But you have to kind of take a step back and realize that it's not about timing the market. It is about time in market. You have time to educate yourself. You have time to really learn and embrace a lot of the lessons that come along with this market. There's a reason that it takes so long to learn how to trade in this market, and it's because the market has to teach you the lessons. It doesn't matter how fast you go through the material. It doesn't matter how much studying you do, because the lessons come when the market gives you the lessons. Everything about technical analysis, everything about trading any market is about the market. You are at the mercy of the market. So time in market is where you learn the lessons. You can't study. The market is going to have to teach you on the market's terms. The sooner you submit to the fact that you don't have the ability to really control any way of speeding up your education inside of this market, the better. The only thing that you can do to help prepare yourself and understand the lessons that the market is teaching you is to educate yourself on the fundamentals of analysis, understand what these bars on these charts mean, and really kind of diving into, you know, the workings of how markets and human behavior and how emotions truly work. GRT, if you take a look at yesterday's video, I did do a breakdown on GRT, so you can take a look at the graph on there. That was also one of the releases inside of the newsletter. So do sign up for the newsletter because we do drop a lot of those. I'm quite bullish on the graph. I think that it's a very interesting project, but do realize that there's only 10% of the supply available right now. There is going to be token supply increases. So there is a little bit of a supply factor that needs to be taken into consideration when investing in the graph. All right, guys, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you so much. And until next time, please trade safe. It's a jungle out there. Peace.